Good morning. Welcome to Issues and Answers, a public affairs program from Cumulus Media in Saginaw. My name is Scott Stine. And today, well, we're kind of 2 for 1. We have 2 guests on our line this morning to kind of fill us in on recycling, the do's and don'ts, and what you can recycle, what you shouldn't recycle. And they have some special events coming up for Earth Day. A lot going on in Bay City. We welcome Tim Botsow. He is Parks and Environmental Services Manager. Good morning to you, Tim.
Good morning.
And also Rebecca Sir is on our line as well. She's a marketing specialist there in Bay City. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, Scott. Thanks for having us today.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. And now this will be kind of a general discussion about recycling, but of course, I'm sure Bay City has its own rules and regulations. So, but this will be of interest, I think, to people all across our listening area, especially those in Bay City. So why don't we start with just the importance of recycling, Tim? Why is it, bottom line, why is it important for people to recycle and do it on a regular basis?
We live in such a disposable environment nowadays where everything, I'm sitting here and I see water bottles and all the stuff like packaging like that is one-time use, single use, and it takes a toll on the environment. So taking that water bottle, recycling it, and putting it back in the production instead of landfilling it is huge environmentally. So it makes a huge impact.
Yeah, and I suspect that, plastics, obviously one of the bigger things that can be recycled. What are the kinds of things that people are recycling these days? And maybe they don't think of certain things that they can recycle. And let's focus on like curbside, something that they would set out at the curb for trash pickup. What kinds of things can they put in those? I take it Bay City has containers, especially for recycling?
Yes. Currently, we have 18-gallon bins that each, any resident can pick up from City Hall here. And what goes inside that bin is, specific to Bay City at this point, but it's also pretty common across the region. But the paper drink containers, file folders, office paper, your plastic bottles for milk and yogurt cups and, laundry detergent, your aluminum cans, your steel cans, your aluminum foil, clean aluminum foil, newspapers, pizza boxes, the paper board, such as like the boxes macaroni and cheese comes in, and your Coke. That's not traditional cardboard, it's paperboard. Then you talk about corrugated cardboard, all your Amazon boxes, and all those fun things like that, greeting cards, glass bottles, plastic, bulky and rigid plastic. A lot of items. For a complete list, go to baycityrecycles.org. We have a complete list on there, a flyer, what can go in there and can't go in there.
Okay. I have 2 quick follow-up questions. When it comes to glass, I've heard it both ways. Colored glass, like say if it's a jar of olive oil, it's green glass. Can that be recycled, or does it have to be clear glass?
Through our program, we accept all colored glass.
Okay. Do some communities not accept colored glass? Because I live in Saginaw, and I do remember seeing something about it had to be clear glass.
I just saw something from Mid-Michigan Waste Authority where they accept, I think, all colors but blue. So they accept the brown, the greens. But that does depend on your local contractors or haulers.
Right. So. And then another question I had is, if people are recycling, say, soup cans or like the plastic yogurt cups that you mentioned, do those need to be cleaned out really well, or can there still be a little bit of food residue in there?
They need to be rinsed, but they don't need to be scrubbed, let's put it that way. They need to be clean, but not spotless.
Okay. And then, you had mentioned pizza boxes. Just to be clear, if the pizza box, if it's a little bit stained with grease, would that be okay to put in the recycle bin?
Rip off the greasy part of it and
okay.
The rest of it in there. And the greasy part of the box can be either composted, if you run a backyard compost pile, or it goes into the trash can.
And I guess I'm just curious, either one of you can chime in on this one. When the recyclables are picked up at curbside, they're generally put into, it's a special truck. Is that the way it is in Bay City? You have a special truck that takes the recyclables?
Correct.
Okay. What happens? What's the process? I guess I've always been curious on, how it gets sorted. Where does it go? And does paper go here? Does glass go there? Because generally, people put it all together in their one big recycle bin. What kind of job is it to sort all that stuff out?
It's a pretty monumental task, and I'm thankful that we don't do that in-house here. But as of currently, and let me reiterate, we're going to be doing a Facebook Live on this subject here in the next few months. Yeah, next few months. We're going to be doing a tour of our MRF. And a MRF is a materials recovery facility. So our materials currently go down to a Republic community down in Metro Detroit area,
okay,
which is a single stream, and it goes through a lot of automation, but also a lot of labor, manpower to sort those materials by commodities.
And piggyback on what Tim just said, we just did a trash talk, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, about single stream recycling. As someone who has only been doing this for a couple of years in the city of Bay City, I've had a lot to learn about recycling. I didn't know what single stream recycling was. And for people at home, whatever community you live in, it means you can put everything in the same bin. Yeah. And it's easy. You don't have to sort it yourself. Please don't put it in plastic bags. Just throw everything, your clean items, in your recycling bin, and then somebody down the line will end up sorting those materials, like Tim just said.
Right. Yeah, and that's the way it is here. Well, I live in the Thomas Township area here in Saginaw, and literally, you can throw anything and everything that's recyclable in this one bin. And I've always wondered. I would imagine it would be a lot of work to sort it all out, but it does get sorted out, and it does make a big difference. What is the percentage, just focusing on Bay City for a moment, maybe you guys know this, maybe you don't, as far as percentage of people who actually participate, is it as big a number as you would like it to be?
Oh, no. We always are trying to grow that number, and Bay City Recycles, which is going to turn 5 years old here.
Oh, happy birthday, Don!
Yeah, we're having a birthday pretty soon. So, but that was the whole premise behind that, is to help increase our recycling and try to double. So we are still hovering around 25%. We were at 20% 5 years ago, so we're making an impact. But we have some grants that are in process of being awarded that will greatly, hopefully, increase that participation also.
Okay, and can they obviously contact you guys if they need a recyclable bin to put at the curb, or if they need an extra one? That's always a good thing, I guess. If you run out of room in one, you could always get a second one.
Yes, absolutely. They can call our office, and it's 989-894-8312. Follow the prompts, and you'll get to a person, and they can explain how to get a recycle bin or an additional recycle bin, or mail you out literature to recycle better. We're not just here to recycle. We want to recycle good and recycle right. That's the important part too. So
okay, just to remind everybody, we're talking with Tim Botsow. He's Parks and Environmental Services Manager in Bay City, and Rebecca Sir is also on our line this morning. She's a marketing specialist for Bay City, and one of your ideas, Rebecca, was to take the talk about recycling online, social media, to be exact. You do something called Trash Talk, and why don't you tell everybody about how that came to fruition and what it's all about?
Well, Scott, in Bay City, obviously, we're doing a good job at recycling, but one thing that we've really worked on here at Bay City Recycles is having us do a better job of educating people. So our job is not only to pick up your recyclables, but also to teach you how to be a better recycler. So we've been doing that for a while on our website, baycityrecycles.org. Of course, we have a Facebook page, Bay City Recycles. We'd love it if you'd follow us. But we know that people learn in different ways. So somebody who maybe reads a Facebook post, or perhaps reads one of our mailers that comes in a utility bill, or however we reach people, that's great. But we also know some people like to watch videos. So we figured out it was a fun way to educate and entertain people just in a whole new way, and it's a fun way for our staff to do something fun as well. It's myself, typically each time we do this, and then Tim here, because he oversees the program. And then we have Steve, who oversees our transfer station and Bay City Recycles drop-off center. So he sees what people are bringing in to our drop-off center, whereas James, he's our sanitation supervisor, and he's out on the road every day. So those two guys have a unique perspective on what people are doing, their habits. And so by using all of us together, we can share different information each time and get a different perspective on recycling.
Okay, so it's about 2 Wednesdays every month. Is it typically first and third Wednesday? Do you have a routine down, or?
That is our routine. It just depends, of course, as how many Wednesdays we have per month, or perhaps our schedules, because we do have meetings and fun stuff like that in life. But we try to keep it to the first and third Wednesday of the month at 1 o'clock.
Okay, and is it done like live, so people could maybe stop by and while it's happening ask questions, that kind of thing?
Well, yep, it's live on Facebook. It's typically somewhere here on city property. Next edition is going to be actually at the library. We're excited about this one. But we would love for people to join us during Facebook Live. I know 1 o'clock is a little tough for people who are working, but we know that they can watch us on replay later. We also upload it to YouTube afterwards, so it gets some more plays there. But we would absolutely love it if people asked questions while we were doing it.
Okay. All right, we'll be watching for Trash Talk with the City of Bay City there with Tim and Rebecca and the whole gang. Pretty much two Wednesdays out of each month. And again, you can probably search for, what would you search for on YouTube to try to find one of those? Just Trash Talk Bay City maybe, or?
Our YouTube channel is called City of Bay City, and I think it's MI. I can't remember right now. I should know those things. But you can find it on YouTube there or on our Bay City Recycles Facebook page.
Okay. Well, that sounds exciting. It's a new and unique way to make recycling a little more fun and in interacting with the community. One thing that we haven't touched on a whole lot yet is the Bay City Recycles Drop-Off Center, and I know that's fairly new to Bay City as well. What kinds of things are we talking? Maybe like electronics? Because typically you don't recycle electronics at the curb. Would those be able to be dropped off, like old TVs, old computers, something like that, at the Bay City Recycles Drop-Off Center?
Absolutely. We collect 5 days a week over there. We collect e-waste, electronic e-waste, and many other items over there. So. And
is that just for Bay City residents, or could it be county residents, or?
We are open to anyone.
Anyone, okay.
Anyone in the region, anyone that's driving by that wants to recycle something. We are open like 5 days a week. It's not Monday through Friday. It's depending on what days with holidays and stuff. It's and appointments are made online at baycityrecycles.org. That's another huge thing. And what we accept there mostly is items that aren't acceptable at curbside. But we also offer all the stuff that we collect curbside. We offer those services to residents that are living in apartments outside the city, or residents that just don't have recycling. There's some communities around us out in the thumb that don't have curbside recycling and want to recycle their milk jugs.
Now, is that right within the city limits then? What's the location for that drop-off center?
The drop-off center is 2900 North Water Street, so it's kind of right at the foot of Indy Bridge on Water Street. Golson Bolt Launch and Bay Metro are some good landmarks in that area.
Okay. And I know Earth Day is coming up very soon here. Well, April 23rd, so we're still a few months away. But it's important when it comes to saving the environment and saving planet Earth, and especially important with the recyclables that we've been talking about. What do you have going for Earth Day? An exciting event or two, maybe?
Yeah, we offer yearly. We offer an Earth Day recycling event, and we're still hammering out some of the details. But we offer some recycling opportunities that we don't generally even offer at the drop-off center. Historically, we've offered light bulb recycling for LED bulbs to incandescent bulbs to fluorescent bulbs. I think we take paint. We accept quite a few. The e-waste is huge on that day. So. And
for some people, they look forward to this event each year. I mean, obviously you can make an appointment anytime to recycle these items, but this is one day. It's very well publicized, and people expect it. And we team up with our Bay City Electric Light and Power friends and some other places and do some special things that you can only get that one day of the year.
Yeah. We've had people holding styrofoam, polystyrene for over a year because that was the only day that we accepted polystyrene. So now we accept it 5 days a week, but we still have people bring us a whole carload of polystyrene takeout containers and stuff. So.
Gotcha. And I hear there's some educational things in the works as well with the Bay City schools.
Yes, the week of Earth Day, the week of April the 20th, we will be in every fifth grade classroom in Bay City Public Schools giving a presentation about how to recycle, what to recycle, and how to implement it at their schools. So, and how to be a leader in recycling.
And it's never too young to start recycling.
Yeah, we've done this in kindergarten classes, and those kindergartners are now fifth graders actually this year. So it'll be interesting to see what those kindergartners have to say.
Yeah, well, start them young and have them recycle as early and young as possible, and hopefully they find out how easy it is. I mean, it's one of the easiest things to do. Instead of throwing plastic into your garbage can, you're going to put it into the recycle bin. It's really about as easy as it gets, and we need more and more people to participate in the recycling. Tim and Rebecca, thank you so much for your time. Did we miss anything? Did we cover pretty much all the important stuff?
I think so, but I would like to say our next Trash Talk is actually on February 2nd, which is Groundhog's Day, but it's actually National Read Aloud Day. So James and I are going to be at the Wirt Library, and we're going to read a couple of recycling-focused books, hoping to get those younger recyclers' attention and get everyone from young to young at heart recycling the right way.
Okay, so February 2nd. What time do you do those? What time was it?
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, good. We'll be watching for that. Tim, Rebecca, thank you so much. Great job there in Bay City, and we appreciate your sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of Issues and Answers Public Affairs program from Cumulus Media in Saginaw. I'm Scott Stine. Have a great Sunday.